प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानमूर्तये स्वामी निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Yekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandhapurvajaha Suklandaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasya Virada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nigdhanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananantva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamastravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasranvannotibhitti Dasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. My humble and loving namaskarams to every one of you. My loving pranams at the lotus feet of my dearest Swami. With his infinite grace, we have gathered here partaking nectarine teachings of the Veda. With Bhagavan's grace, with Swami's Anugraham, the thought occurred to share the teachings, the final summary teaching of the teacher to the students as they graduate and leave the Gurukulam from Brahmacharyam. Now they are moving on to the next phase in life, which is Grihasthashramam, the life of a householder. The advice is very powerful, and the efficacy of it can be seen by every convocation at Puttaparthi. Before, as when Swami says, I declare the convocation open, the Chancellor says that, and immediately the students you will see a group of students to the right side of Swami on the dais in front of a microphone, dressed in proper Vedic attire and reciting this particular portion from Taitreeya Upanishad, Siksha Valli. Very important teachings, summary teachings. So the thought occurred to share this with you, and for the benefit for anyone who hears this, because these are all nectar and teachings that don't come our way normally. In last session, we covered the first two lines only. Veda manuchya charyonte vasina manusasti satyam vada dharmanchara. Up to that point we came. Now also little bit, both neither satyam nor dharmam can be described in words. It's not possible. They are all in the realm of Anubhavam, in the realm of experience, because Satyam is Paramatma, Dharmam is Paramatma. That Bhagavan only, the Paramatma only. But what is it? So some indications have been given to us so that we understand some kind of a compass for us, a GPS, so to speak. So we go in the right direction that have been given to us by our elders, some of which, with my limited understanding and as prompted by Swami, I shared with you last session, Satyam Vada Dharmanchara. Let us move on for the sake of time. Veda manuchya charyonte vasina manusasti Satyam Vada Dharmanchara Svadhyaya anma pramadaha Acharyaya priyam dhanamahrutya prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. Svadhyayan ma pramadaha. Svadhyayan ma pramadaha. Now, Satyam Vada, Dharmanchara, the basic, the summary, the essence of all the Vedic teachings, all the Puranangal, the 18 Puranangal, the essence of the teachings of all the Avatarangal is only these two. Satyam Vada Dharmanchara. Okay, that's all I have to do in life. And for that, the teacher says this as a summary, essence of it. And then next he says, Svadhyayan ma pramadaha. Sva-adhyan ma pramadaha. Now, both these teachings speak the truth, unmai pesu, conduct yourself in a dharmic way, dharma neripadi, nadandu kol. These two have to be put into practice. That is called Svadhyayaha. Sva-adhyayaha. Adhyayanam. Adhyayanam means practice, anushtanam. Not just hearing with the ears, but I must put it in practice. And when I do that, my mind gets purified, and then I begin to understand the truth of these statements. Right now, I only believe, but I must personally experience, validate it with my own experience. It is so beautiful when you experience the truth of these statements. That has to be Swa Adhyayanam. Now he says, Ma Pramadaha. Don't leave it. Don't leave practicing it diligently. Ma Pramadaha. Swadhyayan Ma Pramadaha. Just don't hear it and go away. Practice it, and don't give up the practice. Ma Pramadaha. Acharyaya Priyam Dhanamahrutya. First part of that statement. Next one. Acharyaya Priyam Dhanam Ahrutya. Acharyaya Priyam Dhanam Ahrutya. Now, there is a beautiful dharma. Dharma is gratitude. And Bhagavan says, one who is not grateful, that's the worst sin you can commit. Even a dog is grateful. So, gratitude. What is the gratitude? Dhanyosmi, we say in our culture. Dhanyosmi, Bahu Santoshaha. Swami always says, Chala Sandoshamu, right? Now, an activity that has been done by one body, playing the role of a teacher, and that activity is partaking knowledge and wisdom and the essence of what the truth is by Acharya's conduct. And another body called the student, playing the role of a student, receives it and benefits from it immensely. This is what is taking place. Both are Bhagavan only. But in this process, as a teacher teaches and teaches and teaches, it becomes more and more clear to him also. Right? And then he himself puts it into practice. Now the student hears this, he benefits it. In this case, what should be done? It should be dhanyosmi. Dhanyaha asmi. I am grateful to you. Okay? Now, dhanyan ane. Now, this is not the same thing as saying thank you. No. It is proper service, divine service. It must be received in the divine way, and must be also, the service must be provided in the divine way. For that, our dharmam here says, Acharyaya Priyam Dhanam Ahrutya. Dhanam. Dhanam means resources. Not only selvam, we can say, not only monetary selvam. Now, how does a teacher live? What are the things required for his household? How is his health? So many things are required for the teacher, isn't it? So, all these are included in the padam dhanam. Not only monetary help, monetary resources to buy food, to buy clothes, or whatever it may be, but also any other resources required. This is called Guru Dakshinai. Guru Dakshinai. Now, a guru, a teacher, his dharma is never ask for Dakshinai. Never put a price on what is being taught. Because whatever is being taught is knowledge only. And knowledge is an effulgence of Bhagavan. Even 2 + 2 = 4. That not even simple knowledge we learn, that is also only Bhagavan only is shining. Isn't it? All through. How can you put a value on it? How can you put a price on it? So, plus, it is not available for sale. It is not a bartering thing. You give me this, I will give you this in return. We cannot cheapen it. This is priceless. Priceless. Any knowledge that is partaken is priceless. So, an Acharya will never ask for Guru Dakshinai. Number one. Number two, the receiver, the student who benefits from it, also his dharma is dharmanchara. His dharma is he must provide Guru Dakshinai. Very important. Voluntarily, happily, all these things, how to give, they all come later. Now, when the student offers and submits, not even offer, submits the Guru Dakshinai in a most loving, humble manner, in a dharmic manner, then the dharma of the Acharya is to accept it. Where both are there. Okay? Now, this is what the teacher explicitly says. Acharyaya priyam dhanam ahritya. You're leaving the school, you're graduating, from brahmacharya portion is over. Next, you're going to get married. Okay, that's the next phase in life. So, Acharyaya priyam, not what the Acharya likes. Priyam is not liking. What is needed? That dhanam, that resource, that selvam, whatever it may be, ahritya, submitting it, giving it to, not even giving, our samarpanam pannivittu, ahritya, after doing that samarpanam, Guru Dakshinai, doing the samarpanam of Guru Dakshinai, that is fulfills the need of the Acharya. Acharyaya priyam dhanam ahritya. After submitting the Guru Dakshinai to the Acharya, that fulfills his need in the most proper dharmic way. That's the first command after this. Okay, then he says, Acharyaya priyam dhanam ahritya prajatantum ma vyavachetsi. Prajatantum. Okay. Prajatantum. That means producing children. Reproduction. Because the basic command to Brahma from Sriman Narayana, from Parabrahman, is to go and procreate. Brahma says, for me, what is my job? Go procreate. So procreation is very important. So encouraged to have, as we saw the previous Anuvaagam, the Anuvaagam before this, two Anuvaagam before this in Taitreeya Upanishad, Dikshavalli, which is the unbelievably powerful treatise of all the knowledge, unbelievable it is. And there it is very clearly said, okay, about, having children and children's children, grandchildren and great-grandchildren, everything is given there. Very important to have the reproduction, okay? So, prajatantum ma vyavachetihi, don't neglect having children. Don't move away, don't dismiss it, because having children is very important. Why? Not only the several reasons are there, practical reasons. When we had proper family system, so-called joint family, in our culture, our family, as Swami says very clearly in his discourses, very beautifully, only if we would listen to him, there'll be no problems at all. No problems, okay, in the world. One of the basic things, the society, how society operates, what is society, it is not a visible thing, right? But the welfare of the society is based upon a family unit. Very important to understand this. In that process, the family unit, the grahasthan, householder, that unit must be very strong. Now, another part of our dharma is, ours is not what we call in modern day as a nuclear family. No, it's a life cycle family. We take care of the generation before and we take care of the generation comes after us. Both are involved in our life, not only myself and my spouse and my children. Okay, that's a Western concept. So the proper Sanatana Dharmic concept is, we must have produce children. Why produce children? Number of reasons. Because as you grow old, as your life comes and you go to Vanaprastham, the next stage in life, your children will provide for you, isn't it? Now, what is happening in today's world? Japan has got aging population. China doesn't have enough people. And the USA has got aging population. What does this mean? There are no more children, a proper amount of children being produced. So the society's sustenance of the society is difficult. This basic problem was foreseen and proactively prevented by our Rishigal when they give the command, Prajatantum ma vyavachetihi. Don't neglect having children. Very important. The command given. Next, Anuvaagam we will go. Okay, Satyam Vada Visa. Next one is Satyanna Pramadi Kavyam. Is it here? Yeah, it is here on the slide. Okay. Satyanna Pramadi Dharmanna Pramadi Kushalanna Pramadi Bhutyaina Pramadi Svadhyaya Pravachanabhyam Pramadi Deva Pitrakaryabhyam Pramadi. Our teachings are always, how do you teach something very powerfully? If you say, only do dharmam, only speak truth, yes, that conveys what the do is. Now, I have to emphasize, okay, the other side of it in order to double emphasize the message comes in very strongly. Okay. Satyan na pramaditavyam. Okay. Satyan na pramaditavyam. Okay. Do not speak anything that is other than Satyam. Okay. In other words, do not move away from Satyam, Pramaditavyam. Okay. Do not move away. Okay. Do not அந்த பாதையிலிருந்து விலகி விடாதீர்கள். Don't move away from that path of Satya. See, first is follow the path of Satya. Second is don't move away from it. Double emphasis is given in order to clarify it. So, Satyanna Pramaditavyam. Okay. Don't move away from that path. Don't move away from it. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Dharmanna Pramaditavyam. Same way. So, தர்மத்தின் பாதையிலிருந்து விலகி விடாதீர்கள். Don't move away from the path of dharma. Dharmanchara. Okay, follow dharma. Dharmanna Pramaditavyam. Don't move away from the path of dharma. Follow dharma and don't move away from the path of dharma. Okay, that is the meaning. That's how it is taught. Okay. Kushalanna Pramaditavyam. Kusalat. See, Satyat na Pramaditavyam. Dharmat na Pramaditavyam. Kusalat na Pramaditavyam. Kusalam. See, Kusalam means something that results in benefit. Okay. Nanmai taruvadu. Nanmai taruvadu. What is Nanmai? What is it that is really beneficial? Think for a second. Something that puts me, directs me towards the lotus feet of Bhagavan. That is all that Shreyas is. The real bliss, the real goodness, the real benefit, the real reward, so to speak, is Bhagavan's lotus feet only. To keep the company of Bhagavan. So, Kusalat na Pramaditavyam. Do not move away from the path of doing things that are beneficial. Nanmai tarum kariyalirirundu vilagi vidadiyirgal. நன்மை தரும் காரியங்களிலிருந்து விலகி விடாதீர்கள். The advice to students, to you and to me. We are all students only in Bhagavan's school. And do not move away from the path of doing things that are beneficial. Very important. That means I should not do anything that is not beneficial. I cannot talk ill of others, for example. So many other things are there that you can think. Okay. Going a little bit faster to cover more material today. Bhutyaina pramaditavyam. Bhutyaina pramaditavyam. Bhutyai. Bhutyai, narsayalgalilirundu. See, there are two important things. Kusalam is one thing, which results in something that is really good. Bhutyai na pramaditavyam. Do not move away from the path of doing good activities. Somebody is hungry, suffering from hunger. Yes, definitely immediately give him food. That's not the time to talk about karma and all these things. No. Somebody is suffering, keep them immediate, compassionate thought, compassionate words, kind actions. Somebody is very suffering, constructive thought. You know, when you talk hopefully and give kind words, imagine how much strength it gives to that person. That's how we must channel Bhagavan through us. So, several things we have to do that are called narshayalgal. Narshayalgal, good activities, are different from activities that cause goodness. Two different things. One is take everybody in satsangam towards Bhagavan. That is kusalam. Now, bhutyena pramaditavyam, don't move away, don't deviate from the path of doing good activities, feeding the hungry, clothing the people who are shivering, whatever it may be, whatever the people's needs are, serve continuously. Paropakaram idam sariram. Never forget that. The only reason this body is to serve. Para upakaram. Service is, by doing that, I am moving towards Param. I am going towards the Supreme Bhagavan Paramatma. It is for my benefit. So, the Bhutyaina Pramaditavyam is to serve the needy, narshayalgar. Okay. Then a hungry person, feed him, definitely. But that alone is not kusalam. He may still have other problems. Now, if I can generate some or other, facilitate that his journey towards Bhagavan, that is kusalam. Okay? Shreyas. Shreyas and prayas, as we say in Sanskritam. Next one. Svadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Now, Svadhyaya pravachanabhyam. That's grammatically, both it denotes two things. One is the svadhyayam, the sva-adhyayanam, pannuvadu, practicing, self-practice, whatever I hear in Sravanam, I must do smaranam on it. So I reflect on it to understand clearly what I've heard. Did I understand it right? Humble. Vinayam is very important, humility. Then I must put it into practice. When I start putting into practice, it becomes even clearer only through practice. Okay. Now, Satyam Vada, I've heard it. Now I reflect on it. Smaranam, what is Satyam? Okay, etc. Listen to the conscience and all these things. Then I start following it, putting that into practice. Then a situation comes when I have to lie. And then if I don't lie and if I hold on to Satyam at that time, then I experience something. Okay, but if I fail, fine. Another chance will come and then I'll become stronger, right? And I'll follow Satyam. So many challenges will come. Let it come. But the more I practice, the more I taste Satyam. Then, now I have an iota of real knowledge. What I have to do, I cannot just keep it to myself. Nothing is kept for oneself in this world, including Bhagavan himself. He doesn't keep only for himself. He's for everybody, for every being. That large-heartedness, that expansive, limitless expansion is what we must become. So what should I do? Once I understand something, I learn something, then I really begin to know it through personal practice. Pravachanabhyam. I must do pravachanam. Pravachanam does not mean going and speaking and giving a discourse. No, it is not that. It includes that. But most important is to share whatever I have learned. It could be Vedic scriptures, it could be Bhagavatam, it could be how to play the violin, it could be music, it could be cooking, it could be simple thing like teaching children, arithmetic, whatever it may be, that knowledge is only Bhagavan. So once I practice and I know it, then as Rishi says, Pravachanabhyam na pramadidhavyam. Do not deviate from the path of sharing it, spreading that knowledge without asking money or anything in return. That we saw that earlier already. Okay, it's very important. Okay, so then Deva Pitrakarya Bhyam na pramaditavyam. What is Deva Karyam? What is Pitrakaryam? Karyabhyam. That means both the actions. There is a huge debt, okay, that all of us have, all of us. Unbelievable amount of debt we carry. Debt means not in terms of kadangal, not in terms of obligation. See, the debt is not the correct English word, and kadan also is not the correct Tamil word. What it is not even an obligation, but it is a duty. Duty done lovingly, selflessly, voluntarily, in a worshipful manner. And that we call as yajnam. Okay? Yajnam is more than sacrifice. We won't get into that right now. But so the Devakaryam na pramaditavyam. So what is the Devakaryam? And what is the Pitrakaryam that he is talking about? Devargal or the various Saktigal that we have, isn't it? Whether it is power to see, power to hear, whatever. And whether it is knowledge, ability to speak, whatever it be, ability to digest, everything that we have in our life, there is an aspect that shines and that is brilliant, and that is called Deva. So what should I do? I must do puja. I must do worship. Okay, that's called Deva Yajnam. The prayers that we do, the slokams that we recite, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be 100,000 slokams. Whatever it is, even reciting Gayatri Mantram, whatever it could be, and we offer that lovingly to the Deva with whose power I'm seeing, to the Deva with whose power I'm hearing, to the Deva whose power I'm learning, I'm speaking, I'm digesting, I'm walking, I'm sitting, I'm getting up the next morning, whatever it may be. So this worship is very important. Hang on to one slokam you like, that is enough. That mantram is enough. Okay. So that Deva Yajnam must be done. Don't deviate from worship. And Pitrakarya. What is? Imagine, it is amazing. And with Bhagavan's grace, normally I don't talk about myself, but here the thought occurs. Swami's grace, there's a blog I wrote, how the most important festival that we have in our calendar every year, so many things we celebrate. Everyone is important. The most important of all is Mahalaya Paksham. Most of us are not even aware of it. Okay, when the efficacy, the importance of it was told to me by a Vedic Pandit, really a great Vedic scholar, with whom I've been blessed to learn Taitreeya Upanishad and all that, I was floored. So there is a blog I wrote on the importance, how Mahalya Paksham, and what that is Pitrukal. Who are these Pitrukal? What are we really doing? Whether when we do Tarpanam or Shraddham or whatever we do, why? Why it is so important? Why this Mahalya Paksham is important? Why Samavati Tarpanam is important? This is not a joke. The simple thing is, physically, scientifically, we all know we have a DNA, right? Our parents' DNA, we take it for granted and go. And our parents, grandparents, and the family, these are all to the body. But what about the mind? What about I go to the backyard and pick up a mango from the tree? And who planted that mango seed? Somebody else did. Who watered it? And what about the various worms in the underground that all contribute to it? So it's an interrelated stuff. So we owe gratitude and a sense of satisfaction and contentment to all the beings. And these are the Pitrukal. And we do that, yes, basically our ancestors, our Pita, then Pitamaha and Prapitamaha, like that we go. And then we also say Jnata, Jnata, Pitru. So many people, so many, unbelievable. But for them, I cannot live. Think of it that way. That's what the Rishi is teaching here. So don't deviate from it. Don't forget worshipping the Pitrukal. Don't forget worshipping the Devargal. Very important as you go and do the Grahasthastramam. Okay. Now, I did not bring my clock with me. I presume the time must have been up by now. So I will stop here with Swami's grace. And we'll take up the next one, which is Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava comes. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Harihi Om Om Tat Sat. Namaskaram. Are you all happy? Any questions, comments, thoughts, observations from anyone? Very good. So no comments, no thoughts to share, no observations. And with Swami's grace, we'll meet next weekend then. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Saram. Namaskaram.